Hi, my name is Zaak Kerstetter. I'm an Ableton certified trainer from KMG Academy in Boulder, Colorado. And today I'd like to talk to you about how to get more out of your audio effects by using audio effect racks to build a multiband effect template. So first off, what is a multiband effect? Essentially, when we're talking about bands, we're talking about specific ranges of frequencies, usually lows, mids, and highs. And we're going to divide those up, and then we're going to put different effects on each one of those frequency ranges. This works especially well on sounds like this. This is a saw wave-esque kind of sound from a synthesizer called Operator. And it has a really wide frequency range. So it has a little bit of low frequencies, a little bit of mids, and a little bit of highs. So we can take that signal, divide it up into those separate frequency ranges, and then customize which effects we want to have on which frequencies. So let's try testing this out. So we're going to start off with this operator, and we're going to grab an audio effect rack. So the audio effect rack by itself is not really going to do anything. It's not going to affect our sound whatsoever. So we're going to take this rack and we're going to start tossing EQ3s inside of it. So we're going to take an EQ3 and place it here where it says drop audio effects here. If we double click on it, we can see we just have one single chain where our signal is coming out of our operator into the EQ3 inside the rack and then back out. So we're going to take this one chain and we're going to duplicate it twice. So now we have 3 chains all with an EQ3 on it. And we're going to go ahead and rename these lows, mids, and highs. So in this case, it's basically taking our signal, dividing it up into 3 different places all at the same time, which right now is just going to make it louder. Then what we're going to do is on our low frequency chain, we can see on our EQ3 we have a volume control for our different frequency bands, but in this case we also have an on-off control for each one of our frequency bands. So we're going to turn the mid off and turn the high off on our low chain. On our mid chain, we're going to turn off the lows and turn off the highs. And on our high chain, we're going to turn off the lows and turn off the mids. So what this means is our signal's coming out as one signal of our operator, and then it's being divided up into each one of these 3 chains, and each one of these 3 chains is only letting that specific frequency range through. So if we were to go ahead and solo this, we can hear each one individually. So here's our low frequencies, here's our mid frequencies, and there's our high frequencies. And that's basically the concept here. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and rename this multi-band template. And I would hit the save button right here if I were you. And that way you can save this as a template so you can reuse it and recycle it over and over again. And then you can add new effects each time you use it. So let's set this out with our sound. And so say, for example, on our low frequencies, I want them to be a little saturated. So let's go ahead and grab a saturator. And we're going to put it right here on our low chain. Keep in mind, you want to place it after the EQ3. It tends to sound better that way. So we'll turn up the drive a little bit, maybe tweak some settings here, beef up our low end a little bit. And then on our mid frequencies, say we want to add some distortion to it. Let's go ahead and grab a pedal, toss it on our mid chain, and we can choose to customize our settings here. Try something like that. In addition, I can use multiple effects on a single chain. So if I want to combine this pedal and say a chorus on the same chain, we can tweak our settings and then we can start stacking multiple layers of different effects all within a single frequency range. Let's try our high frequencies here. Maybe let's put a different kind of distortion. Let's put some overdrive on it. Turn on the dry wet a little bit. And let's add a little bit of reverb just for fun, just to kind of see what it sounds like. We'll toss that right here. So here's each band individually. Here's our high frequencies, our mid frequencies, and our low frequencies. Let's get like a more distortion there. And then there's all of them together. So here's what it sounded like originally. And here's what it sounds like with all the effects on them. So super easy. You can really start customizing your sounds. And then if you want to have certain effects that apply to the entire sound, say we want to do like a bandpass filter across this whole thing, we could take an auto filter. Let's put a bandpass here. So I could either put it between the operator and our rack like this, or I could put it after. Because it's not inside the rack, it's going to affect the entire signal because we have one signal going into our rack. It's being split up 3 different ways, being processed separately 3 different ways, and then coming out of our audio effect rack as one signal, which then allows me to process it again. You could even do this multiple times if you want with multiple audio effect racks. So this is a super fun, really easy way to beef up your sounds. Works especially well for synthesized sounds, things that have really wide frequency ranges, but the possibilities are endless. Just go ahead and build that rack template, and then each time you add that template, you can have different combinations of different effects on your different frequencies. Definitely recommend trying it out. It's a great way, like I mentioned, to just make everything sound a little thicker, a little fuller, and really customize and really dial in your sound to sound exactly the way you want it to. So hopefully that was helpful. Hope you enjoyed watching. Keep an eye out for more of these videos from myself and KMG, and thanks for watching.